This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.
They really don't have to talk to you after you do what you do for them. But yeah, you still end up in danger. Your life is still in danger, and you still out there in that neighborhood after you done did what you did, and they leave you out there to fend for yourself. Welcome back to the Altgeld Kingpins Channel, where we talk about confidential informants. I want to welcome you guys to the channel. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, binge watch all the rest of the videos, copy some of the Altgeld Kingpins merchandise, and if you want, donate to the channel. Everything is much appreciated, and it goes back into the channel, bring you the information. Snitching is the reference that we're using today, and Criminal Informants and the Erosion of American Justice by Alexander Nadapov. Link is in the description below. This is going to be quite a bit of reading because I kind of went over this before I thought about making this video, but I'm still on chapter 7, page 156, and the title of the chapter is How the Other Half Lives, White Collar and Other Kinds of Cooperation. So now let me show you how deep this stuff is, and I'm going to mix the worlds. I'm going to mix the poor snitches with the rich snitches, just so you guys can see at the end of the day, you're the same to them. Understand that. Professor Richmond points out that law enforcement's ability to obtain cooperation depends in part on its reputation for keeping its promises. Richmond tells the story of one attorney who took out a public advertisement in a national legal publication castigating the U.S. Attorney's Office in an open letter for having broken its promises to his cooperating client. Let me read what it said. This is the ad that he took out. During the sentence proceedings, I stated that I was going to tell every defense attorney in our nation not to enter any plea agreement with your office. Your office cannot be trusted. Your office cares nothing about promises and agreements. I am surprised that the eagle and the great seal of the United States didn't fly from the wall in horror. Like some sleazy insurance company who refuses to pay the widow because it wants the premiums but doesn't want to honor its obligation, your office will go to any length to renege on its solemn promises. A little down further. By way of contrast, when police break their promises to a street corner snitch, no one is likely to find out. In such ways, the pervasive presence of white-collar defense counsel significantly levels the playing field between suspects and the government. So they tell you that they're going to be leaning on your charges, but they don't always be leaning on everybody's charges because they be lying, like the defense attorney said. And when you're a street corner snitch, like I said, you're not signing anything. You have no agreement. You have no signature. You have no paperwork. You have none of that. You're just snitching for them so they can easily say,
I don't know what they talking about.
But in this case, this was a white collar snitch, confidential informant that agreed to cooperate, did cooperate, and they still reneged on their promises. So his lawyer told them, I'm going to do something about this. He took out an ad in the public paper to let the world know not to trust that office. They reneged even though his client cooperated how they wanted him to cooperate. But I tell y'all, it's up to their discretion. The circumstantial evidence and the substantial evidence, if you understand law, they're worded and they're defined vaguely, which means there's a lot of room in that to interpret what it says. Somebody can say this, somebody else can say something different. So this defense attorney kind of leveled the playing field because his client still got screwed, but he kind of leveled the playing field because the client had somebody to step up to bat for them. So that's the rich confidential informant. The poor confidential informant, on the other hand, don't know nothing about agreements, don't have counsel who work for them. They have a public pretender. So when they have these defense attorneys that's working for them, if they even have one, are they going to actually stick up for them? Are they going to help them? Or like what's really going to happen? So when you understand that you being in the low income and you becoming a confidential informant or a snitch, they are more likely to renege on their offer because you have no paperwork. You don't have nobody that's going to step up to bat, that's going to put a light on us and everything that we did. So they really don't have to trust you guys. They really don't have to give you guys the deal that they told you guys they was going to give you guys. They really don't have to talk to you after you do what you do for them. But yeah, you still end up in danger. Your life is still in danger, and you still out there in that neighborhood after you done did what you did, and they leave you out there to fend for yourself. So every confidential informant is not going to get paid. Every confidential informant is not going to have this great grand house and all this and all that. Depending on the information, depending on the person that they trying to get, depending on how many people you get for them, depending on if you got a lawyer at the table with you making a deal with you, depending on a lot of depending. It's depending on what type of things are you going to get. Other than that, you got to do all this and fend for yourself. So they can renege whenever they want to because they can write it so vaguely to where they say,
hey, you know what? You didn't tell us the whole truth. You told us that it was 8:35 and in reality it was 8:30. So therefore, we can just renege.
Off one small mistake like that. So for those out there that still want to be confidential informants and think that you're just going to get money and you're just going to have all this fun and it's going to be a great life, very stressful. Very stressful. And it doesn't work out for everybody. Some of the information that you might bring them, they got 15,000 other informants that's working on the same info. You're not the only one working on that case. So you bring them information, but they already got it from somebody else, or maybe they did or maybe they didn't. But they told you they did because by law, the police can lie to you. You can't lie to them. It's whole intricate detail of the things that you have to understand to really grasp all this. Like, it literally will drive you insane until you just slowly but surely take your time to learn it all. And then you will understand it. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? They were reneging on the deals. You cooperated. You got on the stand. You put your life on the line. And then you still got to go to jail for the 10, 20 years they told you. Now you're going to jail on somebody's paperwork. So now when they get your paperwork at the paperwork party and they see that you informed on somebody else, that's going to be a hard 10 or 20 years. So, like I said, I'm just bringing this information to make you guys aware of it. So like, share, subscribe, cop some of the merchandise, donate to the channel. Everything is appreciated. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. We still talking about white collar and high income informants. So see you guys on the next video.
This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.